Well, hey guys, in today's video, I'm going to be talking about how to get rid of acne on your neck. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Andrea. I'm a board certified dermatologist. I would love it if you would subscribe to my YouTube channel and hit the thumbs up. It really helps my video out a lot. Make sure you stay tuned to the end of the video because I'm going to be sharing with you some of the best skincare products for getting rid of acne on your neck. Acne on the neck is really common. It's very distressing because it's harder to cover up and it gets in the way of everyday life. Things like shaving, you have to navigate that. And with your clothing, it can cause a lot of irritation. What causes acne on the neck? At the root of it, it is related to basically overproduction of oil in the oil glands that clog up the pores and cause bumps, painful cysts, nodules. The other factor that goes into play is irritation around the hair follicle. This can come from removing hair through shaving or plucking, causes a lot of follicle irritation that drives inflammation in the skin and acne flares. Frictional forces on the skin of the neck are a contributing factor, like from rough fabrics. Using too many products and not washing them off properly, whether that be makeup especially, or a lot of heavy serums and different skincare products that aren't being cleansed off. What ends up happening is that those products, they mix with your sweat, like when you work out, and the combination of the sweat and the broken down skincare or cosmetic products can really cause a lot of irritation around the pore. One potential culprit may be your hair care products, especially if you're like me and you have long hair, maybe you wear it down a lot. If you use products like pomades, mousses, gels, these can transfer to the skin of the neck and aggravate the pores and cause flares of acne. When it comes to cleansing, sometimes we forget about our neck, and improper cleansing and not removing cosmetics can contribute. Of course, stress plays a major role. Stress increases cortisol, which is a stress hormone, and that downstream effects of that lead to more oil production in the skin and worsening acne. Unfortunately, there is not a pill or a cream for stress. And the other thing that plays a role that people often neglect to consider in their skin is their diet. Certain foods drive a lot of inflammation in the body and elevate what's called insulin-like growth factor, and that can contribute to acne flares. I have a video about how sugar affects the skin, and I talk about the types of foods that might be impacting your skin in that video, so I will link that down below in the description box. But diet definitely plays a role in any type of skin issue, actually, but in particular acne. When it comes to treating acne on the neck, you have to understand that the skin of the neck is actually pretty delicate. It's thinner than the skin of the face, and even though you're dealing with a skin condition that has to do with too much oil production, remember, there aren't as many oil glands on the neck as there are on the face. Why is this important for you to understand? Well, products that you use to treat acne on your face or like on your back, areas where you have thicker skin, may be too irritating and too drying for the thin, delicate skin of the neck. So be very mindful about that going in. You may have to use products for acne on your neck less frequently so that you don't develop excessive irritation. What you want to look for when it comes to products to treat your acne are the acne fighting ingredients benzoyl peroxide and salicylic acid. These are some of the best over-the-counter treatments for acne, not only on the face but on the body, including the neck. There are a variety of washes, gels, leave-on products. These products will help in reducing inflammation in the skin, and they also help in reducing that little acne-causing bacteria, Cutibacterium acnes, who likewise plays a role in getting acne breakouts on the neck. What about retinoids? I always talk about the wonders of retinoids for acne control. Can they be used on the neck? That is a situation where you definitely want to be really, really conservative. But a retinoid that you can buy over the counter here in the States is adapalene. I typically tell people to, be very careful with this. And in general, I say avoid it on the neck. But in some cases, when you have hormonal breakouts consistently on your neck, using a tiny amount of adapalene a few times a week, like once or twice a week, to the neck can potentially help in reducing those breakouts for you. And so long as you're not getting excessively irritated from it, you don't find it to be too drying or irritating, then it's okay and it may help. But be very mindful that it could cause too much irritation there. So if you start developing excessive irritation on the neck from a retinoid like adapalene, which is what you can buy over the counter, then back off on it. Another great ingredient to incorporate into treatment yourself is sulfur. Sulfur is an ingredient that's very gentle. Sulfur helps to calm down inflammation, and it also kind of helps dry up some of the excess oiliness. When it comes to getting rid of acne on the neck, as I said, these active acne ingredients, they are very drying. So do not fear the use of a moisturizer. Moisturizers are a really important piece of an acne skincare routine regardless of the body site. They help with the skin barrier so that it doesn't get excessively dry, lose too much water, and make you more prone to irritation and dryness. Sunscreen. A lot of people with acne are really fearful that sunscreens will break them out. But sunscreen is super important because it helps protect you from the damaging effects of ultraviolet radiation from the sun that not only age your neck, but certainly can worsen your acne because those UV rays are inflammatory. When it comes to your laundry, you want to be very critical of the detergent that you are using. Choose detergents, laundry detergents, that are free of fragrance and dyes. These are ingredients that frequently can cause skin irritation, so that's the last thing that you want going on along your neckline when you're coping with neck acne. In the description box, I will list down below some wonderful laundry detergents that are free of fragrance and dyes. Washing your bed linens frequently, sheets, pillowcases, comforters, because they trap your body oils, they trap dead skin cells, can harbor bacteria, and that actually can definitely end up contributing to worsening acne on any body site location, especially the neck. Consider laser hair removal. Why? Well, laser hair removal removes the need to remove the hair as frequently, and shaving, plucking, waxing, that all can drive a lot of irritation around the hair follicle that aggravates acne. You're also at risk, especially in the neck, for ingrown hairs, and ingrown hairs further worsen the acne landscape, and they're painful and they're a pain to deal with. And so laser hair removal is a way to kind of treat that, cure that, and get rid of that issue. I know it's expensive, but seriously consider it. If you are coping with a lot of painful acne on the neck, seriously consider seeing a board certified dermatologist and having laser hair removal. It can make a huge difference for your neck acne. At-home LED devices for acne are useful in your armamentarium of options for dealing with the neck acne because they combine blue light, which reduces the burden of that little bacteria, Cutibacterium acnes, that causes acne. And they also have red light in them, which reduces inflammation. They're not gonna cure the acne overnight, but they certainly can help, especially if you use them consistently. They can certainly help. I am a fan of the LightSim wand for the body. It's just really easy it's a handheld device. It's easy to use like on your neck, your chest, your back. And of course for the face, they make a variety of masks, but the LightSim is gonna be, a good option for your neck. So I will list that down below in the description box. It's not inexpensive, so, try many of these other more affordable things first before committing to something like that. The key with investing in any device, as a side note, is if you don't think you have the time to do it, and you think very critically about yourself. If you're motivated to do it as directed, then definitely consider it. But if you're not, if you're like, I don't know, be realistic. Are you going to stick with it? If not, don't waste your money on devices. If you don't stick with them, you're never going to see results. You're going to sit in a drawer somewhere. You may use them episodically, and that's not going to be enough. So if you can't do it as directed and commit to it, because of your schedule, or maybe just would rather do other things with your time, then do not invest in devices. See a board certified dermatologist. There are a variety of prescription treatments that really can help hormonal acne and neck acne breakouts. There are things like spironolactone for women. I have a video explaining spironolactone, but that really can make a huge difference in hormonal acne breakouts. There's also a new medication for hormonal acne that could be used in both men and women called clascoterone. This is very, very new, so I don't want to get your hopes up too much. I don't know enough about it because I haven't had enough experience using it since it is so new. But that is a medication that's really showing promise for treatment of hormonal component of acne and can be used in both men and women. As opposed to spironolactone, the pill can only be used in women. And we also have a new topical medication called minocycline foam that's really showing promise for the treatment of acne. And unlike taking minocycline by mouth, an antibiotic, you're not going to have the side effects of GI upset, of stomach upset, and all the other side effects that can come with minocycline. I have a video on minocycline too, so check that out if you've been prescribed it and you're wondering about it. But we now have it in a foam version for acne, so that might be an option for you. Dapsone, I've got videos talking about topical Dapsone. It's another wonderful prescription medication that helps hormonal acne quite a bit. And then last but not least, we have a new topical retinoid called triferritine. It goes by the brand name Acne. I have a video on it. I know I'm plugging a lot of videos here, but I do have videos on all of these specific medications. Acne, anyways, is a new retinoid that's come on the market that is FDA approved actually for truncal acne. In contrast to the other retinoids on the market, this one seems to be far less irritating because it's more specific for a type of receptor in the skin than the other ones. So it seems to come with less risk of irritation. And so that might actually be an option for you too, that your derm could prescribe. But those are all gonna be by prescription only. You can't buy those over the counter and they may not be right for you. So see a board certified dermatologist to find out if those are gonna be a good fit for you. All right, you made it this far. What products are good for acne on the neck? I mentioned sunscreen, of course, is very important for protecting the skin of the neck. One product I really like for the body, including the neck, because it is so fast absorbing, is the La Roche-Posay Anthelos Melt-In Sunscreen Milk. This is a chemical sunscreen, so you're not gonna get that white cast with this, although it is a little shiny. But I like this, it absorbs really quickly, it doesn't leave like a greasy residue, it doesn't pill or ball, and it stays on the skin really well. Make sure though, before you put this on, that you go ahead and put your shirt on first, because if you put this on and then you put your shirt on over, you're gonna remove some of the sunscreen. So this is a really good sunscreen that you can use actually anywhere, face, body, and I find that people with acne prone skin tend to get along pretty well with this. Sunscreen, however, is a journey. You know, what works for some people is not gonna work for everybody. So if this doesn't work for you, do not give up on finding a sunscreen that you like, but this one tends to go over pretty well for those with acne prone skin. I mentioned that cleansing is really important. Sometimes though, when you work out, you get really sweaty. You may not always have the opportunity to get into the shower right away to wash the sweat off of your skin. What can you do in the meantime? A product I highly recommend considering, I've talked about this in numerous videos before, but it's the Skin Smart Antimicrobial Hypochlorous Acid Spray. You can get this on Amazon. If they're out of the facial cleanser one, they have a variety of others. It's basically all, they're all the same product, so you don't necessarily need the one that says facial cleanser. But anyways, this is a really good product because it helps reduce the burden of bacteria on the skin that break down sweat, cause a lot of irritation. It's anti-inflammatory, and you can just spray it on the skin. You don't have to wash it off, so it can stay on the skin. It's non-irritating. You can spray this on your face. It's safe to even use around your eyes. And of course, in this case, you're gonna be using it on your neck, and you can use it on the body. It's great. It also helps in cutting down on body odor. I really like this product a lot, and it's very useful to have just in your gym bag if you work out and get very sweaty, or you live somewhere that's super humid and you're sweating a lot, you know, you can't be bathing nonstop. This is helpful to just spritz on throughout the day. I mentioned salicylic acid and benzoyl peroxide as good treatment options. They can be drying, so be careful. But a product that's really good that you can use to the neck conservatively, you know, maybe every other day as tolerated, is the La Roche-Posay Effaclar Duo. Now, what I like about this is it combines the benzoyl peroxide and it combines it with a modified version of salicylic acid that is much less irritating. It's called LHA. And that, you know, is a proprietary compound by L'Oreal, so you'll only find it in the La Roche-Posay products. But this is really good. You can use it on the neck. Just be careful, you know, if you find it too drying or too irritating, back down on the frequency. It can still be effective using it less frequently. You just have to be consistent. So this is a great one to consider if you deal with really painful neck acne. I also mentioned Sulfur, and this product I'll draw your attention to. It's marketed for people with rosacea, but you know, it's helpful for acne. It's called Rosacea Gel. It's marketed for people with rosacea, but it's also helpful for acne. You can just put it on the neck, allow it to absorb fully and dry. You can use it up to twice a day. If you find it too drying, you know, back down on the frequency, but it helps reduce the inflammation and irritation that drive acne further. So this is a good one to use as well. Something that can be helpful for pimples on the neck is to protect them with one of these hydrocolloid patches. Now these, you know, you see all over Instagram, people put them on and, you know, they act like they just like soak up the pimple or whatever. You know, don't get too enthusiastic about that outcome. But what they do is they kind of help protect the pimple from friction, irritation, and that's really helpful on the neck where you've got like your neck, you know, your collar and things rubbing on the side of the neck. To put one of these on if you've got like a pimple that, especially if it's open, oozy, this can help absorb the excess oiliness and protect it from those frictional forces. It also offers a little bit of UV protection from, you know, for the healing pimple. I'm a fan of these by Mighty Patch just because they adhere really well. They also make them in a larger rectangular size. It's perfect for the neck. And they, you know, they're less obvious than some of the others on the market. They're very good. So I will list these down below as well as everything else here. And I also mentioned the importance of moisturizing. A moisturizer that you should definitely consider if you've got acne prone skin. I think it's good for all skin types, but I wanted to give it a shout out here. Something that, you know, you might want to consider for your neck is the Aveeno Oat Gel Moisturizer from their newer Calm and Restore line. This is perfect. It absorbs very quickly and isn't greasy or too heavy. And what I like about it too is it provides a nice lubricating surface on the skin. You know, it lubricates the skin to reduce those frictional forces that can drive irritation into the skin. Those are my recommendations for products. I will list all of this down below in the description box, you guys. I know acne on the neck is super frustrating to deal with. I hope this video was helpful to you. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and as always, don't forget, sunscreen and subscribe. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Bye.